You will be tying up loose ends at home this year. Virgo, it's December 2019, and that's not a bad idea. As you see here, the Sun and Jupiter moving through this lower portion of your horoscope, and Jupiter making a very, very important transit for the first time in 12 years out of this fourth house. It shows us the dominance of this part of your life, fourth house, which is your internal peace, your domestic sphere, real estate. In some forms of astrology, they consider this fourth house to be an educational sphere. Notice on the 2nd, 3rd of December, this important once in 12 year transit into your fifth house to combine with the other benefic planet, Venus, a very, very formidable planet for you, one of the better planets, ruling your ninth house of luck, your second house of finances, here in your fifth house of creativity, investments, speculation. You notice we've talked a lot about this. I call it a little unsavory, Saturn and Pluto transiting this fifth house, regenerating a whole new approach to self-expression, creativity, and to some extent spirituality. Have a look in the upper part of the horoscope there on the 8th as the moon, the ruler of your 11th house, transiting Uranus in the 9th house. This is a combination of profitability and luck, and at this time the sudden and abrupt nature of Uranus can bring some windfalls with it, notwithstanding the fact that you've got this really, I call it a lucky celestial traffic jam here in the fifth house. It has to do with children, it has to do with hobbies, sports, competition, amusements, entertainment, comedy, and that would be especially the case when you see these other two planets down here, Mercury and the Sun, making transit here. Now this Jupiter is going to stay here for some time, Virgo. It's going to remain here for most of 2020. I don't want to preempt because I'm going to be here next month to give you the special forecast on Virgo for 2020, what I call 2020 future vision. But suffice to say, as you can see here, Saturn will remain here for some time, Pluto for a few more years, and Jupiter will be activating these planets and intensifying in its impact over the next few months while it transits this area. So this we're going to be talking quite a bit about. I've missed the full moon here in my discussion, which is going to take place on the 12th. Here in the 10th house, it's swinging around here, 10th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, through this area. So it brings with it some good fortune for you in your professional arena. And I think because of this powerful combination of planets in your creative zone, that this is going to be the ticket you need to impress others. You've got to come up with something new, something innovative, and I think you can do that. That's also shown by Mars, which is not exactly your best planet, but ruling this 8th house, being here in the 3rd house, actually counteracts a lot of the negativity and endows you with the spirit of adventure, a lot of courage, the ability to do stuff you haven't done before. So this planet Mars, along with the creative power of this traffic jam in your 5th house, is very fortunate. Notice the Sun also moving into this area while Venus is moving into your 6th house. So the moon makes a connection with Mars, and that's also connecting with some of these planets here. You'll notice that as soon as the moon moves into your 4th house, there's going to be here it is here, on the 24th, a day before Christmas. Look at this, transiting your 4th house of domestic activities. Fortunately, Mars doesn't touch this over Christmas. 25th, a lot of communication, a lot of fun here for you during the festive season. And that new moon on the, I think it's around the 27th, you see the moon here, there it is there, the new moon right next to Jupiter, here in your 5th house, again accentuating what I said about your creativity really, really coming up. And I think this has a lot to do with aligning yourself with young people, young ideas, bright new innovative concepts, not getting stuck, as you have been, I think, a lot of you may have been, with this Saturn and Pluto here in the 5th house, getting stuck. And because we know of your particular penchant for analysing and being critical, that can hold you back. You can actually miss opportunities. So that's the lovely combination of these two planets, Jupiter, the Sun, and you had Venus there, and now Mercury, your ruling planet, in this 5th house at the very close of the year, is a lovely note to finish on. That new moon, you can see the focus. I tend to focus on a theme, and this seems to be this 5th house, opening up your heart, just submerging your thinking, analytical, critical mind in favour of the heartfelt, personal self-expression. At the close of 2019, I think is going to be a great foundation for 2020 and the start of that, which I'm going to talk about when I see you next. Hopefully you'll be back. In the meantime, don't forget to drop in at astrology.com.au. I've done the 3,000 word analysis for 2020 already. I've uploaded that. Bear with me, I'm doing some fine grammar and spelling corrections. I just wanted to get that up quickly. But that's there. And then when you return, I will have the special edition New Year forecast video that I'm going to do here for you for 2020. Drop me a line, subscribe, and have a very safe and happy Christmas till I see you next. Bye bye.